Hello, I'm Marky Dragon, and today I want to talk about how GMs are like God. I see a lot of bitching and stuff about how people are adversely affected by GMs and how, they can't believe that such and such happened, and I've been so wronged. Well, I'm here to tell you that GMs are like God. And whatever God decides is what happens. And, you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. Quit your whining and just move on with stuff. I do consider it to be really poor customer service to have a bad experience with a GM when you're not doing something wrong. If I'm doing something wrong, then I deserve everything I get, whether that's being suspended in an account for a while or banned or whatever, and I am in agreement with that because you got to play by their rules. And the problem though is that it doesn't always work out that way. And while it ticks me off, there is absolutely nothing that I can do about it. So why bitch about it? Let me tell you about some stories that I remember. Back in the day, and Lum the Mad, if any of you remember Lum the Mad, I remember he did an article on this. And it was about a GM that went rogue. And gosh, that leads me to another story. I guess I'll tell both. So, this GM that kind of went rogue in Ultima Online, what he did is since you have God powers in the game, he can make lightning anywhere, he can make a building. He was placing castles back when castles went for thousands of dollars. And so he would place a castle in the game and then he would turn it over to someone else who was going to sell it on eBay or whatever. And then he would share in the profits of that. And I don't remember exactly how much money he made or whatnot. Something tells me, my memory says that he probably did at least 10 of those. And it was a pretty big deal, made a lot of press. So not all GMs are good. But I had another time, and it's the same game, and it's Ultima Online, which I don't deal with anymore at all, and I actually quit dealing with them after this happened. I actually had several accounts. I had one account that was our primary account. It was worth a lot of money. In Ultima Online, we were still allowed to buy, sell, and trade stuff external of the gameplay. And so stuff that's like not okay in like EVE Online or World of Warcraft, just selling currency and stuff like that, we had been grandfathered in. In fact, we still have our site, markydragon.net, but we've outsourced all of the sales now. And we were kind of grandfathered in because when we started, they didn't have any clue about this stuff. They didn't know that this was going to be something that was going to happen. They just had no clue about the market. And so anyway, it turned out that after 11 years of us doing this, that GM got a hair up his butt. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't log into my account one day. And so we contacted them, and they told us that we were banned for violating the terms of service. And so I'm like, okay, what did we do to violate the terms of service? We didn't know. And so we actually, I knew the game producer, I knew a lot of the developers and stuff like that, and I said, I sent them a message or something like that. And I got a call from the producer of the game. And he said to me, Marcus, I'm really sorry. This shouldn't have happened. We had a rogue GM, and he took actions that he wasn't supposed to. And so I'm like, okay, well, great. I was really appreciative to have the answer. I didn't like it, and that goes back to the GM's our God thing. And then he says, and I'm sorry to tell you that the GM actually deleted your account. Now, in games these days, I don't know if deleting an account really means anything because they seem to be able to recover a lot of stuff. But in the way that UO was built, deleting something meant it was gone unless you reverted the entire shard, because all the player information and everything was all in one database, or it could have been multiple databases, but it was in such a way that you would have to restore the entire server in order to recover something like that. Well, they aren't going to do a time warp for just me, and I can understand that. So it ended up being that they didn't do anything for me. I lost the account. It was an 11-year-old account, and I had at least a couple $1,000s worth of stuff on the account. And it was nice to have that apology, but they kind of did about face whenever I pressed the issue a bit. I figured, well, okay, so the account's gone. Maybe they can just return some of the stuff that was on the account. And so when I started pressing that, they told me that I violated the terms of service. And I'm like, what did I do to violate the terms of service? And they told me. They said that I had duped items on my account. Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, I haven't dealt with items in years. I mean, literally years. Like, it had been probably 2 to 3 years since we had bought or sold any item. And then we only did that for a while. We did that for about a year. And then previous to that, it was probably another 5 years before that, before we were collecting any of these items and stuff. So what it all boiled down to was that apparently I had some items on my account that were created through a dupe that I had gotten onto my account. I had bought, because we buy stuff from other players. I have no ability to tell whether it's a duped item or not. If I did, I wouldn't have taken it. But we have no ability to tell that. And because of the preponderance of evidence, which was one of the words used, I had my account deleted by this rogue GM. They did tell me that was against policy and that they were addressing the issue internally, but didn't mean anything for me. So I'm here to tell you that GMs really are God. So sucks, but it's just the way it is. Anyway, I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.